Free to
Hello.
Talk TV. Hello, everybody. How are we all?
Good, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, just
Who's going to?
yeah. So I've got loads of guests today, which is very exciting. We're just waiting for Charlotte to. She's been having problems with the link. Oh, hold on. Ta-da! Here's Charlotte.
There
Yay! Woohoo! Right, we are Free to Talk TV. I've got a full packed panel today because it's half term and one of the things I wanted to talk about. But if you are watching, please give us a like, give us a comment for anything we're mentioning. I can show you comments up in real time. Or if you just want to say hi to the guests, because obviously I tagged them on Facebook and they're a bit more famous than I am. And got better singing voices, I think. I've just got a karaoke singing voice. So, without further ado, what's your names and where do you come from?
I'm that Joe Payne, and I am from Northampton.
Yay!
Hey.
And what do you do, that Joe Payne? We're gonna have to say you are that Joe Payne because we've got another Joe. So what do you do, that Joe Payne?
I am a singer-songwriter by profession.
Ooh, excellent!
Yeah. And
very fancy.
And before we didn't have pubs anymore, I used to do a bit of bar work as well. So you might know me from a pub somewhere.
You might know me from previous pubs, such as
the Lamplighter, the Black Prince, the Chain Walk Club.
Yes. Oh, how I do miss just going out of the house. And other Joe, what's your name? Where do you come from? I know.
Hello. Funny enough, my name is Joe as well. Hello, I am Joe. I'm also known as Madam Electrify, and I am a DJ and music producer and promoter, and I also run a marketing company. So I do
Whoa.
Yeah,
many things.
Well, we got that Joe Payne. Should you be called that Joe with a finger in all the pies then? Is that fair?
That's why I'm hiding my hands right down here. I've got like a blueberry over here. I've got some raspberry over this side.
Where exactly are those fingers right now?
In the pies.
In the pies. Right, so I think we'll go through everybody so everybody knows each other. Who's that weird guy on the end? Right on the end. Who's that?
James.
I was pointing the right way. I was pointing over there. Connor, what's your name? Where do you come from?
So I'm Connor. Some of our viewers may know me from Free to Talk as I run the music courses, but today is actually my day off. And when I'm not running music courses, I go by the name of Aeon, and I'm a DJ and producer based in Northampton.
Excellent. And below me, what's your name and where do you come from?
I'm Charlotte, and I'm currently a student at Northampton Uni, but I'm volunteering at Free to Talk as part of the placement.
Excellent. Now, because we've got a musical theme going, what's your favourite band, Charlotte?
I don't know, to be honest. I don't have a set favourite. I have a few. Depends on my mood, really, I think.
So you like? I think we made a joke about you really liking Rammstein the other day, didn't we? Ich will, du hast. But maybe not. Okay, Parker, what's your name? Where do you come from?
Hi, I'm Parker. I'm a youth worker at Free to Talk. And yeah, I come from Northampton.
Excellent. Right. What musical genre would you put in a bin? Because you don't like it that much. Let's go for this music. Just change it around.
I don't know. I sort of listen to a bit of everything, really.
Oh, why is everyone so eclectic nowadays? I want polarization. That's fine. Don't put any music in a bit. Right. So I've called us all together because there is a bit of a theme that I want to talk about because it's half term. And any young people can ask questions and put this forward. And even adults ask us anything. I wanted to talk about music and creativity through lockdown. But before I do that, Charlotte and Connor need to tell us all about something, don't you both?
Do we?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Is it something to do with an event that's happening next week?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Charlotte, would you like to talk about it? Would you like me to?
I can talk about it if you want me to.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
So basically, there's a conference on Thursday, the 25th of February at 10:30 till 12:30, that's taking place in primary and secondary schools. This conference will be used to highlight the importance of spreading awareness of COVID-19, and it will also discuss the ways in which that it can be managed further. It will be presented by the young people at Free2talk. It will also include an interview with the clinical director within the NHS, who will be answering questions surrounding COVID and things like that.
Cool.
So glad you did that. It sounded so much better.
I mean, it's all driven by young people as well, isn't it? It's like they're at the forefront, our young leaders.
Yeah, they planned all of it and they've run the schedule and everything. Yeah. So.
Wow. I mean, I say young people, you're all young to me. You all look 12 to me because I'm so old. Well, so tune in. That's available on our YouTube channel. It will be going on Facebook as well, Free2talk CIC. But please just tune in because it's all young person led. They're at the forefront of it. They've sorted out all the questions. It's their thing that's going, I say out to schools, but it's just kind of obviously going out onto the online space where we all are now. There's no such thing as reality anymore. So, right, music and creativity. So I want to start with like a question for all the people musically minded here. So that Joe Payne, Connor and Joe Burns, really. How each of you have coped with the pandemic, because obviously we've got no live music because we can't go to pubs or clubs or festivals, but obviously it's a huge creative thing. So I just want to know how you've coped and possibly what advice you might give to young people that are into music. That Joe Payne, go.
Okay, so I happened to get through last year mainly by the fact that I was bringing out an album anyway. So I was therefore able to focus on the album release, and that all went very well. And so I kind of kept up momentum and had sales and survived. I would have normally, well, the plan was to accompany that with a tour. The tour, of course, didn't quite happen, although a couple of the dates did. So I managed to do the first date of the tour and launch it. And then it was just before theatres were told to close, which was then very quickly subsequently followed by a lockdown. So it was just before theatres were asked to close, like the week before or something. So I managed to squeeze in that first show, and then everything had to be like rescheduled, and then it was all having to be rescheduled again. So I just decided to take a risk on just doing one more show at the end of October. So I managed to pull off a socially distant show right at the end of October, just before the November lockdown, which I decided to have filmed. So we're now producing a DVD Blu-ray for that. So ultimately, like, I'm having to make up for not touring by producing more products. So I'm just having to go, right, okay, what can I'm kind of milking things a bit, but I was going to do these things anyway. So yeah, so I'm making a DVD. I'm going to be releasing a Christmas album this year, which should be fun. And like at the end of the day, it's given me a bit more time to be creative in producing the next album to follow up the first one as well. So yeah, so it's all good. Like my time isn't wasted. It's fine.
Excellent. I love it. I love the fact you're producing a Christmas album. I want to have a Christmas album. If only I was musical and had talent. Right, Joe Burns, what have you been doing? What have you been up to?
What have I been doing? Well, I started off, and I'm just going to be honest and put it out there, like in the first lockdown, I felt a bit lost with it all, which a lot of us did, and that's okay for us to like talk about. I didn't really know what to do because obviously as a DJ, your whole thing you do as a DJ is you have an interaction with the crowd. It's about an energy exchange when you play to people and you get an energy back from them. So I really struggled at first not having that. And then a lot of people asked me to do some video sets, which I did, but I kind of just filmed them. I didn't live stream them. I just filmed them, and I just found it really hard because I felt like the magic of why I love DJing wasn't there. And then I found Twitch. And Twitch,
Yes, Twitch.
Twitch. I am like the Twitch advocate. But honestly, like Twitch has completely transformed my mental health in terms of how the thing that I was missing from music, which was that interaction and that community. Because there's just such an amazing community on Twitch, and because you've got the chat and all the gamification and all of that kind of stuff, and there's just such an amazing platform to be creative on. So that's totally changed everything. So I'm now doing 2 weekly streams on Twitch. I've only been doing it for about 6 weeks, but I've already built up like a really good following. I've already got like 350 followers. So
yeah, much more than my gaming channel.
It's got better content, mate. What can I say?
Oh,
wow! How rude!
But no, I'm only joking. I'm joking. But honestly, yeah, it's been great because it's given me a chance to still interact with people and just to get that immediate feedback of like you play around, you do a mix in a certain way, and somebody in the chat goes, "Oh yeah, love that mix," and it just brought that energy back for me that I just felt like I was a bit lost without it. To be honest. So I think it's really interesting the way online platforms and stuff like you guys are doing, obviously with your gaming and everything else, how it's allowed us to still feel part of a community when we're locked in our house. And then aside from that, I've been doing a bit of producing as well, and I got my first track signed a couple weeks ago. So yeah.
Yes.
What's funny is that it's coming out on a compilation for up and coming producers, and I'm nearly 40, so I'm just like, look at me on a compilation for up and coming talent who at 39.
Right, we've just got our first comment. This is from a girl that came on as a guest a few weeks ago. Bri, not Brie, because I kept saying her name wrong. Bri. So her partner is a producer, DJ, and attending live online festivals. Has been massive for inspiring his creativity again, and of course makes a great night in with awesome tunes, as well as still supporting those producer DJs who aren't currently able to play out. I mean, that's true. I mean, right. So one of your Twitch streams that I watched, you raided like to some random DJ. I don't think you knew at the end when you finished your set, and I kind of just followed the raid, and I was like, oh, he's good too. Follow, because that's the kind of thing that happens. Is you're sharing this community and able to do that raiding and aspect. For those that don't know, it's a bit like Pass the Parcel but digital. So it's the best way of explaining it. So you just give someone else a turn, and I love it. I think it's great. So Connor, just because we're talking about community, because we are a youth and community charity, how's it affected you and what you've been doing?
So it's very much like what Joe Burns was saying. Really, at the start of the first lockdown, I'd gone from doing, say, gigs every weekend and stuff like that, and going from that just to absolutely nothing, I really did struggle with it. It did like mess me up mentally quite. Like it was just something hard that was really hard to come to terms with. But as time went on, I started focusing more time into other creative things, producing music, that kind of thing. We was doing a lot more work with our record label, signing more music, developing the brand, that kind of thing. And ultimately, it led to me putting out my first like official EP in the summer, and like a lot of time and effort had gone into that. And if I was still out gigging every weekend and stuff, I don't think I would have actually got that finished, and it wouldn't have been the same piece of music. And it's good to, when I listen back to it now, it's actually really good because it shows like what was going through my head at that time and how I'd overcome it. And it was just really good to get that out. But yeah, it's just trying to stay busy with different kind of things, and I've been doing a lot of like background work with like radio work and stuff like that, and it's now got to the point where I'm really happy with what I'm doing, and when the gigs do come back, it's gonna be amazing. So
it's gonna be massive.
Yeah, so I think the time away has allowed me to get to a further point that I maybe wouldn't have done if stuff was normal. And obviously alongside that, we've been doing a lot of online music work with our young people, and we've been able to reach a lot more kids than we would have done if we were just going to schools and community spaces every day, because the scope for it is so much bigger. So I think when things do start to open back up, a lot of things are going to be in a better position than they were before. It's just this time away has allowed us to do that.
Yeah. I mean, talk about the young people. Obviously, the story. Would you like to tell the story from earlier in the week that almost made you cry?
Yeah, I did almost cry. I've become sentimental in my old age. So we've built up a community of young musicians and producers. We all meet up on a Wednesday evening online, and we use a software called Soundtrap, and it allows you to collaborate with up to, I think it's 10 people at a time. So we just have a group of young people in there working on music. And this week we just made a whole track. Like, everyone had a channel each, and they were just throwing chords in there. Someone was adding a melody, some drums, and then you'd hit refresh, and there was more added in. And I was like, this is awesome, just seeing them work like that. And one of the lads from the group has been having a bit of a tough time recently, and he didn't want to join in because he didn't feel like he was up to it. And we've got a WhatsApp group, and he was saying he didn't want to do it, and all the other lads from the group were saying, like, offering him sort of helping hand, and they were just like trying to make him feel better. And none of these guys had even ever met each other before. It's just from this community of making music together online that they built that up, and he ended up joining in and contributing to the track, and it made me cry. I didn't, you know what I mean?
I didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I held it in, mate. I held it in. Sometimes it's good to let it out. As you know.
Right. I mean, because I think with all this stuff that's with relevant to music, I think it's relevant to any creative activity, and this online space has really brought people together. I mean, I had it Wednesday. I mean, Charlotte and Parker kind of are in the chat when I'm on the Twitch. So you can ask questions of the young people that play, or answer questions. And I think I was streaming it. Charlotte and Parker were having a conversation because the two lads that were in the chat basically ignored us and were having a lovely conversation amongst themselves. But again, they'd never met in real life. But because they were in this safe space that was doing whatever, they were happy. Charlotte and Parker. So I'm not, my musical knowledge is singing Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi at karaoke. That's about it. It's one of my favourite songs at karaoke to belt out. Thank you, that Joe Payne.
What's your favourite song again, James? Is it the What Boys?
Oh no, you mean the London Boys?
London Boys.
The London Boys, yeah.
The London
If you're lucky, I might play it. But Charlotte and Parker. So, what creative activity have you been able to do, if anything? What have you found the time for? Charlotte, go.
I do quite a lot of baking and cooking for my family and things like that. So yeah, I've managed to do quite a lot of that in my spare time now that I can't go out.
Do you do delivery?
I don't. I mean, I would if I was paid, but
maybe it's something we need to have a conversation about.
Yeah, maybe I can make a little business or something.
I mean, I've been baking a lot. To be honest, I've baked my own bread every week, really. Now,
yeah, I've tried to make something every week, whether it's something that I've made before or just dinner or something. Yeah, something brand new.
So something nice and different to do. What about you, Parker? Any creativity, or have you written that novel you've always wanted to write?
No, because I'm rubbish at writing. I don't know how I made it to uni. Me and my sister, we really like our pin badges, and we've decided to start up our own.
Yeah.
So we've already got them made and stuff, or they're making them right now. So yeah, that's about. Other than that, nothing. It's been pretty boring.
Oh, Parker. Oh, I'm sure there's something. Well, okay. So, what piece of advice or suggestion would each of you make to young people who are not in school, maybe struggling with their mental health or whatever? What piece of advice to get that spark of creativity do you think you'd give? We'll just go around. That Joe Payne.
Oh, what what spark to get people creative?
Yeah. I mean, to tell a young person, what advice would you give them?
To be motivated, you mean? Just to get the motivation to do something creative.
Yeah, to be motivated, or be creative either.
Well, I mean, a good motivation for me is if I don't do it, I don't make any money. That's quite a good motivation. Keep my patrons happy, you know. I guess the thing is with creative stuff, like it's not actually really kind of something that is essential, as the government continues to remind us, which is really nice of them. But if you want to do it, you've got to want to do it. It's got to come from you. It's got to come from inside. It's got to be something that you're passionate about. And I guess the hard thing when you're young is finding your passion, knowing where you fit, knowing what your contribution could be. And we all have to go on a real journey with that. So I guess I don't know. I mean, it's a tricky question, I think, really, because when I was young, my motivation kind of came from being competitive, and so I was a very competitive young person. I always wanted to win and try and be the best and try and like prove that I could be better than my competition, whatever, you know. And I don't think actually that's always a very healthy outlook. Like my outlook now, much later on, is a very different one, where I do it for the love of it, and I had to kind of lose being able to do it in order to remind myself how important it was to me, and that changed my motivation completely. So now I just do things for the love of it. I'm not doing it to compete. I'm not doing it to win. I just do what I want, and luckily, maybe from me being so hard-headed before, there's luckily an audience of people that want to check it out. But so yeah, I guess like the drive has to come from you. It has to be you have to just find that passion from within. And if you don't want to do something, then it's probably not worth doing. If you do want to do it, then it's definitely worth doing.
Cool. Connor, what about you?
So what?
Sorry to put you on the spot there, that Joe Payne. Like really, like first and foremost. I was
like,
oh
my God.
What was the question, James? So
this is why you were fired, Connor.
Oh yeah, I did get fired from the show, didn't I? So my piece of advice I'd give to young people if they're looking to be creative is just try anything. Like if you like the look of something and you want to have a go at it, just have a go at it. There's no harm in trying. Sometimes you might not enjoy things, but other times you might find that you actually develop a passion for it. So just try as many new things as you can, I'd say, and then you will find something that sticks eventually.
But not drugs.
No,
yes.
Not those.
Not those.
Never.
Well put in, that Joe Payne. Joe Burns.
Try activities.
So I'm gonna sound really teachery here, sorry, but this doesn't just apply to the music. It also applies to what we do at my creative agency that we run. Is that sometimes the whole idea of a project or an end goal can just feel really overwhelming, especially if your peers doing something that's really good. So like, you know, if you've got a mate who's into music production and they're like making some really sick tunes, you're like, oh, you think I'm never going to be as good as that. Or you see your friend who's an artist and you go, I'm never going to be as good at that as that. So the focus on always this end goal can overwhelm people and stop people wanting to be creative. So one of the things we do when we're trying to brainstorm creative ideas at work is we strip back the possibilities, and it can be a really good exercise to just try and create. So say you're doing an art piece, you're allowed, we do photography as well, you're allowed 3 things in this photo and that is it. Or with music, you're allowed to use 3 different plugins and that's it. Or 3 different colors out your paint pot and that's it. And sometimes by actually not giving yourself this like overwhelming amount of stuff to do and saying, right, I'm going to just create something from these 3 things, it's about just the process of creating, not about what the end product looks like. And sometimes doing that can just be enough to spark millions of ideas. And so like that's a tried and tested like methods that and I taught that at uni as well when I was teaching at the uni.
Wow.
It's if you
I do
know
like
well,
that,
yeah, just
I
strip it back.
really like that.
So
That's
there you
getting
go.
used
Top
in all
tip.
aspects.
I just use that in my life generally. I'm just like I can't clean the house today because the mop isn't on the list. No, I'm using today.
Oh wow, Parker, what do you reckon?
Just do it. Don't hold yourself back. Don't let anybody or anything stop you, because in the future it's always going to be well, what if I did do that? So yeah, my advice is literally just do it.
Just do it. Here we go. Just do
There's a slogan there, Parker, I reckon.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
It's not. That's definitely not taken, is it? We can definitely use that.
Right, that copyright.
It is. It was Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Damn you, Shia. Charlotte, what any advice you? I mean, you're the closest age. You're the youngest one here. Sorry to point that out, but you should be telling us what you want. Do it.
I think I agree with Parker, really. I think if you have something that interests you, whether you like it long term or not, or you sort of enjoy it once you've started it, I think you've just got to try it and do it. And there's no harm in trying it. You're not going to lose anything. So I think, if you just try it, there's no harm there.
I think it's all good, cool advice there for young people, I reckon. I mean, I think it covers all creative activity. Just give it a go. I mean, you don't, and I know like that, Joe Payne, you were saying about competitiveness, but it doesn't really matter what other people think. Just give it a go. I mean, if you like it and you really enjoy doing it, it's like I really enjoy karaoke. Doesn't mean I'm any good at it.
He's definitely not, guys. I went to a karaoke party for James's birthday, and we hired out a karaoke bar, and we had the whole night of it. And
it's my birthday. Give me the microphone.
And he's lucky I'm still his friend and on this show.
Joe. Actually, I think as far as I remember it, everybody was getting annoyed. Everybody was getting annoyed with you and me because they were like
we did some duets.
We were doing all of it. Nobody else was allowed to go.
I think it was.
It was just us. So I love karaoke. So give it a go. If you want to try something, please do it. I mean, like I've only just nailed perfecting my bread like this last week, and I've been baking since Christmas because I forgot how to bake because I hadn't baked in so long. And it's just got to keep trying, just keep having a go. I'm still not quite ready for Great British Bake Off because I don't really like cake. So
you don't like cake?
I don't really like cake. No, I don't eat. See, right, dessert to me is jelly. I like jelly and ice cream. So I'm just a simple man. so I'll be on Great British Bake Off, and if you've made jelly and ice cream again, yep. But you were meant to make a croissant. It's in the shape of a croissant.
Outside the box.
Right. So, other than like creativity, if anyone's got any questions about that, please put in. But because it's half term, I wanted to have a bit of fun today. So we talked about it briefly last week, and it was brought up that my girlfriend thinks that Boris Johnson is a hamster. Doesn't look like a hamster. He is a hamster. So this got me thinking, right? Because Boris Johnson as a hamster is arguably done a terrible, terrible job of being prime minister. Which animal do we think would make a better prime minister? So, and also I've got this, let's see if I can share it. There we go. So we've got a lovely picture of the cat at 10 Downing Street. Now that to me is leadership material right there over a hamster. He's in a cage because he's taking responsibility for his actions, right? Because he weed on the carpet and he's gone, I better go put myself in the naughty cage. Here, he's keeping an eye on the people that he is in control of. Here, that's one of his publicity photos, obviously. Here, who are you? Security! To get rid of that weird guy there. There's him celebrating a birthday. As I should point out, socially distant as well. Socially distant birthday, so he's responsible as well. And he supports the UK right there. So, yeah, and he's just looking nice there. So, so I've prepared myself for this. But I want to see what everyone else thinks. So I'm going to go to Charlotte first. We're going to reverse direction. Charlotte, which animal do you think would make the best prime minister, and why?
I think a dog would make a good prime minister. I mean, I'm split between like a corgi and like a Labrador, because I mean, they're very clever, they're very obedient, you know, especially like Labradors, they're quite loving and caring. And like I said on Wednesday in the Twitch chat, there has been a dog, was it a dog mare? Yeah, in America they've had a few dogs as mares, so I think, you know, it'd be quite.
I mean, they've also had a giant tangerine as mare, so they'll vote for anything.
But I mean, there's been a few dogs, and I mean, everyone loves dogs unless you're allergic to them. But I think, you know, you just can't go wrong with a dog. Everyone loves dogs.
So, I mean, but this was pointed out by Jack, one of our young people.
Yeah.
The issue with having a dog is you could quite easily lie to a dog as prime minister, because it would just listen to the tone in your voice, wouldn't it?
But that's just evil, though.
You'd be like, yes, prime minister, we have killed loads of people, and he'd go, oh, that's good, and off you go. I mean, isn't that?
You can't lie to my dog.
You can't lie to dogs, especially not the prime minister either. You've got to be truthful.
Also, I'm pretty sure that's what people say to Boris now anyway. Oh, it's okay. It's all right. Well done, Boris.
Okay. Right, so we've
Boris
got
is a dog's name, actually. Like,
it is actually, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Boris
Barker.
Barker.
Boris Barker. Prime Minister Boris Barker. That would work, yeah, Boris Barker. I'm going to make a note of these, and I think we're going to have a vote at the end to see what we reckon. Okay, so Boris Barker. Is there anything else you want to add about a dog, Charlotte?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a bit of an issue if you don't like dogs, but I mean, who doesn't like dogs? I think they're very intelligent. You know, they follow the rules.
You say that. My dog used to eat slippers. I don't consider that intelligent.
My dog's awful. Yeah, but you've got to think about the breed of the dog. You've got to choose a good breed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, a Labradoodle, maybe.
Maybe like a German Shepherd or something.
Yeah. Okay. So a dog you can trust. Okay. Does anyone else want to jump in here and talk about a dog as prime minister? Their thoughts on it?
Don't choose Newfoundland.
Oh, sorry, Parker.
Sorry.
Don't choose a Newfoundland because they are very dopey. They will sleep all day, eat all your food.
Exactly what Boris has been doing at number 10 already. Very dopey and eating all the food. All right, Parker, what's your choice of animal?
I don't know. I'm still tempted to go with elephants because they have a lot of love to give.
Right. But
That's the only reason.
That's the only reason. But I did point out with an elephant though that, I mean, we'd have to redesign number 10, wouldn't we, for the elephant to get in?
Massive front door.
Yeah, a massive front door. I'm not trying to be sizist or anything here, but an elephant. Yeah?
Well,
or are you just saying you'll just go straight in?
I reckon he'd go straight in, to be honest.
Knocks the front wall down.
Yeah.
Not the front wall down. I mean, I suppose you do have the advantage that an elephant never forgets, do they? So it would be able to remember all the facts and figures that all these politicians on either side seem to forget and get wrong. I mean, we could say that. Anyone else want to jump in on elephant?
I agree with you, Parker, there on elephants, because they are very loving and community orientated, aren't they? Like they all like to look after each other, which is quite nice. And they live for ages as well, don't they? So yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, there's. Do we have a name for our elephant prime minister? A nice play on words. Peter Pachyderm. How's that? Peter Pachyderm. So.
Elon Tusk.
Elon Tusk.
Oh, Elon Tusk. Oh, all right. Elon Tusks. There we go. I like that. Right, Joe Burns. Now, I think I know what you're going to pick.
Yeah,
but you might surprise me.
No,
what do you think would make the best prime minister?
So I would like to nominate my cat, the Professor, which is probably exactly who James thought I was going to go for.
Yeah.
So my cat, the Professor. He's a professor, so highly qualified for the job. I think his actual full name is like Professor von Kitty Snaffles Meowie III. Because that's a very sensible thing to call your cat when you're an adult. But yeah, like he's just amazing. Like he's super chill. He doesn't get overexcited. He manages to turn any cardboard box into a lovely home. So I think he's right up to solve the housing crisis. That's been taken care of.
Cool.
He can. I don't know if this is a bad thing that he could be easily bribed with dreamies, though. So,
so
little bit of a potential for corruption on that side. And he's just amazing.
I mean, with him being a professor, he'll understand the science as well. That is put across to him.
Oh my God. I've got the name, Professor Chris Kitty.
Yeah!
Oh, we're just here for the puns.
I know, that's me. I'm out.
So I'm really liking the idea that so far we've got a dog, Boris Barker, an elephant, Elon Tusks, and a cat, the Professor Chris Kitty.
Very political.
This is very political. I mean, I would have faith in all three of these way before Boris, actually. The regular Boris, not Boris Barker, because we like dogs. Right, Connor, what do you reckon? Which animal would you vote for?
Right, I'm really thinking outside the box here. Okay, have any of you lot seen the film Madagascar?
Yes.
Yeah, in that, the king was a lemur, right? So if they can be a king, I reckon they could definitely be a prime minister. So
okay.
I'm going to go with lemur. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Any other? Cohen?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think. Well, So I think just the fact that he was a king, he knew how to command people. He got the job done. I think like Professor King Julian is the one. That's
Professor. You want Professor King Julian? We want another professor.
I don't know why I said professor.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just in my head though.
The only difficulty I've got with your choice, though, is
Yeah.
I mean, in the news recently, there's been some difficulties with the monarchy. I'm not too sure about having someone who's used to being a king become prime minister.
Not necessarily him, just like them, like as a breed of animal, they know how to like command people from that.
Right.
There's loads of evidence in that cartoon to suggest that they do a good job.
One actual lemur.
An actual lemur.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to try it.
What other evidence do you think will be good there for a lemur-led government, Connor?
They're quite small, so they take up less space.
Okay.
So you could fit more of them in the Parliament building, so they could discuss more widespread issues surrounding lemur problems. I don't know.
but Connor, what about human problems? What about
I'm sure lemurs have got more problems than humans. So when it comes to like discussing our problems, think about it. Like they've got really small hands. They can't pick stuff up properly. So like imagine how hard their life is. So if they can sort out their own problems, when it comes to sorting out our problems, it should be easy.
Wow. I love it. Okay.
That's what I'm going for.
So what is the name of this prime ministerial candidate?
I don't know. I've gone so far off topic now. I didn't know any of that was going to come out of my mouth.
We'll just say we actually go for the character then, King Julian, shall we?
Yeah, I think that's
King
solid.
Julian. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That Joe Payne. Which animal would you like to see as Prime Minister of the UK?
Okay, now I've had time to think about it. I'm gonna go with penguins.
Okay.
Like a penguin to be Prime Minister.
Which type of penguin though? Because there's so many.
Emperor
well,
penguin.
apparently,
Yes.
apparently not a king penguin. Oh, I don't know. Maybe the ones with the like fluffy things around their ears. I don't know which one they are.
Oh, what are they called?
I wasn't thinking in such detail about which particular species of penguin. Just penguins as a general.
Well, I think
Type.
I think this is important though. Actually.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. What type of penguin? Which type of penguin? No, fluffy penguin. Fluffy ears.
Are you just
That's fine.
googling penguins?
I'm googling what type of penguin it is. So because this is important. Is it this type? Oh, let me. Is it this one?
Yeah.
This one here?
Whoa.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's got such
Yeah.
fine eyebrows. They're perfect, aren't they?
Yeah. So a penguin that
that?
looks like that.
Penguin looks like that.
You wouldn't do anything
He's
bad
got-
to him, would you? They look
He's got
scary.
attitude. He's got attitude.
I just found loads of animals on the Daily Mail. Oh, he looks good. He looks happy.
They're all campaigning for Prime Minister right now.
A rock hopper penguin.
They do actually have better hair than
Rock hopper
Boris.
penguin. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
He's-
Let's go with rock hopper.
Let's go with rock hopper. Okay, rock hopper
Hopper's
penguin.
Okay. So
Look,
I kind of have a theory as to why I've gone for penguin. If you want to hear it.
go. Yeah, we want an explanation. We need explanations.
Awesome. Okay. So for starters, they mate for life. So there's not going to be any like public scandals with that.
Yeah.
That's great. They're really accepting of homosexual relationships. There's a lot of
Yep.
gay penguins out there. So
And with it being
I'm-
LGBT History Month, that's very important.
So I think
Love it.
that's freaking awesome. I feel like they can really represent me. So they've got my vote with that. And also, they have a very collectivist society. So they do this thing when it's really freezing cold, where they kind of rotate themselves in a like spiral disc, where it means that they are all able to spiral into the center of their huddle when they're too cold and out to the edge when they get too hot. And it's a really brilliant system that keeps them all alive. So I think applying all that logic to why a penguin should be Prime Minister, it's a no-brainer, really.
I don't know, Joe. I mean, the issue with that is those penguins sound a bit lefty to me.
Socialist
Caring.
penguins.
Socialist
And
penguins
what? And
caring
what?
for each other. Oh, I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Not sure the British public will go for that. You know.
and also, like they can really be held accountable because they can't fly. They can't fly away from their problems. They have to deal with them head on and go the hard way about things.
And they can't
Right,
walk very
okay.
fast either, can they? So.
No. Bri, just want to say I might have missed that. Well done getting the release, Joe. Lawrence.
Thanks,
So we were talking about Lawrence. Do you want a sloth to be Prime Minister? Is that what you're saying? You want a sloth because they do nothing. A bit like the current leadership. Anyway, right. So I've prepared something for mine. But what are we going to call the penguin? What is the name of the penguin?
I think it's definitely a Percy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Percy penguin, but maybe Waddlesford or something.
Oh,
Percy
that's good.
Percy Waddlesford. Yeah.
Percy Waddlesford. I like that. Right. So
He definitely went to Eton, didn't he?
Yeah.
A name like that.
Oh, bloody Eton educated penguins. They're the worst kind of penguins. Go to a normal school like everybody else. Wow, this is getting really weird. Right, so I've thought about mine, right? And I wanted to choose an animal that was kind of friendly for starters, because I think having that kind of attitude with the general public would be good. So I chose an animal that's the friend of all other animals. I chose the capybara. Now,
Aw.
which a capybara is from South America, and it's basically a giant guinea pig or giant rodent is the best way of describing it. But it's just like gets on with everybody. So you can see on here the ducks sitting on it, they're having a lovely time. There's some tortoises. But it gets on with everybody. So it'll get on. It'll get on with Professor Chris Kitty as well. With the capybara in power, he'll get Professor Chris Kitty to be his scientific advisor because he's accepting of all, you see. There's a little tiny rabbit.
Look at him.
Yeah, little tiny rabbit. Some monkeys. Just monkeys having a laugh. And he's like, I haven't got a care in the world. I love it. And there he is with his minions, his mini-me's.
Is that his cabinet?
That's his cabinet.
That's his cabinet.
That's his cabinet, yeah. Chris Kitty is in the background doing sciencey things. But he also gets on with crocodiles, apparently, which I found really weird. It's like, he just doesn't care. It's like,
surely.
Absolutely. It is real. It is real. He's just, he's like there going, just lazing around, going, hey, Mr. Crocodile, I know you're a predator, but we can get on. So I think a capybara can finally bring the polarized society together, the difference of opinions. So we had rabbits and guinea pigs, we had ducks and tortoises, like ducks and tortoises associating with each other. Madness. And he's brought it all together, and then he's there at the end with a crocodile. So that's I may have thought a little bit too much about this through the week, but I just think a capybara would be excellent for Prime Minister. That's my thought. Does anyone want to fight me down with my capybara?
I mean, I was pretty impressed by that, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm just glad no one said pig. Otherwise, we're going to have a total animal farm going on.
Yeah, and I was trying to avoid that. I'm quite glad nobody said pig. So I don't know what my capybara would be called. So Curtis. I'm going to call him Curtis because it's a little bit of an out there name, but it's still kind of not as posh as Waddlesford. So just Curtis. Curtis the capybara. So I think we all need to decide amongst ourselves which one of these we actually want as Prime Minister out of the 6. Do we want a dog, Boris Barker, an elephant, Elon Tusks, a cat, the Professor Chris Kitty, a lemur, as in King Julian, the penguin as Percy Waddlesford, still love the name, or Curtis the capybara? Now, so you can vote. We'll all have a vote, I think, for who wants the dog? Who wants the dog? Raise your hand. Oh, nobody wants to... Oh, sorry, Charlotte, that Boris Barker has now had to join the raving loony party because he can't be run with a successful other animal kind of party. Elon Tusks, the elephant. Anyone vote for? Oh, 2 for Elon Tusks. 2 for Elon Tusks. The Professor Chris Kitty.
Hey.
Oh no!
That is my own.
I don't like cats, man.
Wow! King Julian the lemur. King Julian the lemur.
No chance.
No chance. Right, Percy Waddlesford.
James, are you voting or not?
I haven't voted yet.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to vote.
Oh, no, I was just about to raise my hand.
I voted for Percy. I really like the idea of
Percy Waddlesford.
The way they all looked after themselves.
So we've actually got an extra Percy Waddlesford there. So Percy Waddlesford's got 3. And Curtis the capybara. Hey, he got 1. He got 1. Thank you for that. Obviously, even though the penguin was showing a bit of socialist ideals, the capybara getting on with everybody was a little too much for the voting public there. So I hope we've all learned a valuable lesson about what we want as Prime Minister. So we're in the last 10 minutes, and this is where we've rounded up and we talk about a nice or fun or cool thing that's happened to us this week that we really want to share with the internet and people in internet land. So that Joe Payne, what really nice fun thing has happened to you this week?
This week I got to I got sent some session work where I was doing doing voiceover stuff for a soft drinks advert.
Right.
But it's not. It's just for the demo of it, and it's like getting pitched to the ad company and stuff. But it was really funny because I had to do all these different character voices for it, and the kind of lead character, after my creative kind of process with it, I ended up with something that sounded quite a lot like the Cocoa Pops monkey, and I just had so much fun with it, and it just kind of made me feel really happy. So I thought I'd tell you that.
Excellent. That sounds great. The Cocoa Pops monkey. We're carrying with the animal theme. I mean, my happy thing is got an animal theme as well. But right, Connor, we're going to go around to you. What fun thing is up to you this week, or cool thing you want to share?
Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I've had some cool things happen.
Yeah, tell us one. Tell us one.
I can't talk about it today.
Ah, what? Why not?
Because I can't yet.
Is it a bit X-rated?
No, it's not. I just can't talk about it yet. It's one of them things.
Okay.
What? So this week in our music group, we've just been told that next week we're going to have a really, really big MC vocalist come and join us from our Zoom session that we're going to be holding with the music group next week. So that was
Amazing.
something that really exciting. So I found that out yesterday, and I'm really looking forward to that happening next week.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
See? There you go. That's something really nice and cool. Joe Burns, Russell, what cool, fun thing has happened to you this week?
Probably I would say my Twitch stream last night. Just going back to Twitch really, because it's where I find my joy. So I've had a really, really, really stressful work week, and I nearly cancelled my stream last night. But then I went on, and everyone was lovely, and had a really good time.
Yay!
So that's made me happy this week.
If people do want to check it out, it's Madame Electrify on Twitch. It's just pretty much it, isn't it? Yeah, so do check it out. And whilst you're there, if anyone wants to check out the other great Twitch channel on Twitch at the moment, Free2talk Gaming, which empowers young people to game in a safe place and play some fun games, which Joe Burns' husband actually helps with as well.
Yes, I really love that. Simon said to me, I'm going to be volunteering with the Free2talk. I think it's really important that I'm engaging the youth and doing this good youth work. And I was like, that's really good of you, baby. It just means he gets another 4 hours a week of playing computer games.
It's justified though.
Yeah, well, this is it. No, it's great. He loves it. He has loads of fun.
And we don't swear on it, which is a great thing. Parker, what lovely things happened to you this week?
Ooh, a few things. I did a test, which I think went okay for my uni work. I got a job. And
congratulations!
Thank you. And I also got an interview for the master's course, for a youth master's course.
Boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, that's like an amazing week.
Yeah.
It's a really good week compared to the last few weeks I've had.
It was a massive week. So what's the job?
LGBT youth worker with the lowdown.
With the lowdown. Excellent.
Yeah. I volunteered for them for the past 2 and a bit years. And then in a couple of months, I'll actually get a paid position, so I get to be a bit more involved.
Woo-hoo. And then you can buy yourself a present because you'll actually have some money out of it, which would be good. You'll be able to eat.
That's always good.
It is always useful. Charlotte, what cool, lovely things happened to you this week?
I haven't had anything too crazy happen, but my twin brother, he's at university in London.
You've got a twin?
Yes, I have.
Oh, that's cool. I never knew you had a twin. That's cool.
Yeah. And I was just able to FaceTime him. We don't catch up very regularly because we're both quite busy, but it was nice to speak to him. Yeah.
Oh, bless you. I just see my sister, not twin, but my younger sister. I just send her abuse really through WhatsApp generally. I used to do wrestling moves on my sister, and she was quite happy to go along with it. It's just my sister's weird. I think my family's weird. Right, so my thing involves me having to share a video, which I watched it again today. I think I've watched it every day since it first appeared. I can't remember who first shared it, but I love it. I think it's amazing, and it was on TikTok. And if anyone, it's a film. It's based on a film called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And it just keeps just going.
That's the next prime minister there, you know.
Yeah, I thought that was amazing. It's just like
I love it.
I absolutely love that, and that's made my week. So there we go. Thank you to those that have watched and commented. Lawrence, I did see your earlier message. I'll pick up that afterwards, probably, if you want to send me a message about that. But I'd like to say thank you to everyone for joining us. It's been marvellous having you on. Happy Friday. Now, when I end the broadcast, we all stay on so we can say our own private goodbyes if you so wish. But thank you, Joe Payne. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Joe Burns Russell. Thank you, Parker. Thank you, Charlotte. Everyone say bye to the stream.
Bye.